Hello.
Hello, am I speaking to Adrian? Adrian Foreman.
This is this is she.
Hi, Adrian. It's Danny. I'm calling from KidsCasting.com. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
I'm very good. I think it's a little bit strange that it's coming up to the 4th of July and you've got a British person calling you from KidsCasting. Sorry about that. We couldn't get it. We couldn't get any local Americans to call you, but it's the best we could do.
Okay.
I promise I'll be as
Yeah, I'm
friendly as
fine.
possible. Okay. Okay. Is this a good time
Oh
to
my
talk?
goodness. Yes, yes, it is.
All right then. I won't keep you too long. As I mentioned in the email, we want to keep this just a quick phone call because we know you're going to be busy. But we've just got some questions about you and your little one.
Okay.
First of all, tell us about yourself. What's your story?
Um, my story is I am a wife and mom of four girls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are they do a range of things from soccer to dance and modeling.
Mm-hmm.
Their ages 16. I'm sorry, on down to 5.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, those are my four girls. Me and my husband live out here in Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
and we are just, on the road a lot between soccer and dance and modeling and anything else that kind of comes up. We are here for them. So
Mm.
we're a homeschooling family, and yeah, me and my husband have been married for 15 years. We've met
Oh,
in college, and
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. And I'm a cake decorator also. So yeah.
That's awesome. It sounds like you keep yourself, all of you. You keep your family. It's a tight unit, and it's a very very busy unit. It sounds as well. So it's good to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. Someone's just trying to call me. I'm just going to hang up on them. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Okay, sure.
There we go. I got rid of them. I mean, have you met when you go to auditions? Do you when you meet other parents? In your opinion, are some of the parents the sort of same attitude as yourself? That they do tend to be sort of very busy, 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 or do some of the other parents surprise you? And they're, is it different attitudes with the other parents?
Um, Yeah, in this area, we're in the DC area,
Mm,
so I think everything is fast paced and busy, busy.
mm,
Sometimes it's easy to connect with other parents because you're waiting, in the auditions for so long, and then you kind of happen to start chatting with other parents. Some parents are just strictly, to themselves, and you can see the competition
mm,
um, going on. But yeah, for the most part, other people are pretty friendly and they'll chat and stuff like that. So
mm.
yeah, it's definitely a busy area out
Good
here.
stuff.
So
Okay. No, that's good to hear as well. Obviously, because you could find yourself sort of lining up for 2 hours for some of the auditions, can't you? Something
yeah,
like that. And I've spoken to many parents, and it's some of the examples that I've heard, outside in the sunshine, really hot day, 2, 3 hour wait, mums and kids, so, and it can be crazy from what I've heard. So, yeah, you guys have got to be, it's a balancing act, really, isn't it? What motivates you as a parent to go through all that? What motivates you, would you say?
um, just wanting to see my children succeed at what they love. Just
Mm,
wanting them to fulfill their dreams and have opportunities.
mm,
Opportunities are they kind of come and go, and you just got to jump on it and be ready. So just seeing that they have dreams and aspirations, and they have lots of gifts and talents. So I'm just like, you know what? I stay at home, and I've had lots of opportunities come to me as far as like cake decorating, being in a magazine, and
mm,
other events I've had. So I'm like, why not help my daughters along so they can pursue their dreams
mm.
and have some fun. So yeah.
That's pretty straightforward there. That would definitely, I think that would motivate any parent. That motivates me. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
How did you actually find out about our website, about Kids Casting? How did you find out about us?
So I just was surfing the internet looking for kids auditions and castings.
Mm,
We've been doing it for a while. So since my oldest was about 5 was her first fashion show.
mm,
So we've been doing it for a while, and she really liked it. She's a beautiful girl.
Mm.
And I just thought, you know what? I wonder what else is out there. So I would go on the internet and just Google, uh, fashion show auditions, children's casting, things like that,
Mm.
and do the internet search. KidsCasting.com popped up.
That's it.
And
Yeah.
so, of course, you always hear about like scams and stuff like that. So you're like, is this really legit? So I like the fact that I could sign up and even kind of have a view of different castings and auditions in the area without completely having to sign up and register right away.
No, that's good.
So once I kind of saw that, they are legit and, you can still view things without getting the full information, it made me realize, you know what, let me, subscribe and see what else is out there.
Test the water. Let's see what happens. Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
How long was it before you got your first reply from a casting professional, Adrienne?
I actually haven't had a reply back yet. I have just recently subscribed. So this is probably not even a month of subscribing. And I'm still just trying to figure out like how to get the best things to pull up.
Yeah.
I start to realize like if you don't put anything in, like if you're very specific, it'll narrow down your search because it's searching for things you type in. But if you're very vague, a lot more things pop up. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should just kind of leave some things blank instead of specifically looking for a certain thing.
Yeah. I mean, do you use like other websites, maybe some of our competitors?
I have signed up for others. I haven't subscribed.
I see.
For other things.
But
I have checked out a couple of different like Backstage.com and Actors Access.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of like Facebook groups and stuff like that, but it definitely takes time to sit and research, and
it does.
Kind of, I'm still kind of new at it, so I'm just like trying to take my time and figure it out.
No, that's the way it is. It's always a slow start for everyone, but then eventually, once you keep at it, you will start seeing some results. Yeah. What I'll do is as well, I'll speak to some of my colleagues and I'll see if we can do something to help you out as well. Okay, leave that with me.
Okay.
Just to see what we can do. You mentioned obviously about scams. I mean, it's quite, it's a fair thing to sort of bring up. If I'm honest, I mean, there are a lot of scams out there. Were you skeptical about signing up yourself originally?
Yeah, only because just being new at it, you just don't know what to expect, and you just want to be safe, and you want to be reasonable. You don't want to be just so driven for an opportunity that you aren't using common sense. So you just kind of want to read through things and make sure you just understand what's going on. So yeah, and then you hear just bad stories, out here.
Yeah.
So I kind of realized you kind of get what you pay for. So
it can be like that. Yeah, it can be. What made you change your mind, though? Bearing in mind you were sort of worried about scams, what made you actually do it and change your mind?
Well, with KidsCasting, I just feel like even like I said, I was able to view some things without maybe getting the director or casting agent's information. But even being able to view that into Google and find a little bit more about, this is an actual event, or this is an actual pageant, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, over time you kind of see that these things are legit, like I said. So it's not like something just phony or made up or some back alley that you're meeting somebody at.
So. No. No, of course not. I understand. How do you imagine your first audition is going to go? Do you have any ideas?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's always one of these things where you just kind of don't know, and you're just going in hopeful and just looking to do your best, and hopefully they really see what you see, the passion that you have for if it's acting or modeling or whatever it is, and just to just to get some insight on how these auditions go. Sometimes, the parents aren't allowed, back when the child is auditioning. Sometimes, like you said, there could be a line waiting for a casting or, something like that. So just kind of keeping your eyes open, being hopeful, and just putting your best out there and just seeing, seeing
awesome.
what happens, but not throwing too much in one basket, because it's just like I said, you never know.
Yeah, I think that's the best attitude. It really is. I've spoken to lots of different customers of ours, clients, all parents, and it's always the same. Those that actually see their child actually go somewhere and make a success of this, that's one thing they've all got in common, that you all have in common. It's that it's something that separates you. It's that little will to succeed. I don't want to sound too cheesy here, but it is always the case that when I've spoken to the parents, it's you've got to have an open mind, but you've got to keep persisting. You've got to keep going.
Yeah.
How would you describe our service, our platform, our website to another parent who sort of asked you for
advice? I actually just recommended it on a photo shoot that we were at yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling her that I just recently subscribed, and there's a lot of good stuff out there, so she should check it out. I would just definitely subscribe. It's like easy to use and pretty, insightful as far as like what's going on locally and in the area, and pretty diverse. Like I said, just leaving the search screen, the search engine will block empty. A lot more comes up than if you are specifically saying this or that. So I think it's pretty easy to use and pretty insightful as far as like local events and stuff like that.
I know it's still early days for yourself. You've only just joined, pretty much.
Yeah.
KidsCasting. What is something that you like most? I know this is a little bit of a tricky question because you've not used our service too long yet. But is there something that you like the most about being a KidsCasting member? Is there something on our website maybe you like?
Definitely that it will connect you to, like I said, the casting agents or someone who is doing the audition. That's good to have their information, because if you really decide, okay, this is something my child really likes or wants to go for, then the information is right there, instead of kind of searching around and hoping to get someone and not being sure and stuff like that. So it just cuts down a lot of time, because it's very valuable right now as far as like juggling things with kids and myself. So
I know how you feel. I've only just become a parent myself. Me and my wife, we just had our first, and
congratulations!
Thank you very much. We're still just getting used to it. We're still just sort of finding our feet. You know what I mean? It changes everything, doesn't it? It really does change everything.
Yeah. How old is the baby?
She's 1. She's going to be 2 in November. But yeah, it goes so fast. It really goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it sure does.
All right.
Blink and it grows.
I know. She's actually growing really. She's growing too fast. I find myself working too much, and then you find, Anyway, before I get too emotional.
Yeah.
Final question before I let you go. If you was to actually meet another parent, as I'm sure you will, and this is a parent who's actually looking and asking for your advice, is there something as a mother perhaps you would give to this other parent? What advice could you give them? And if they're looking for, they're obviously looking to achieve the same as you, is there any advice you could give them?
I would definitely say just take your time and make sure it's something that your child is really interested and passionate about, and just go hard for your child. Try to help them as much as you can, because you're learning just as much as they are. And I would definitely say, sites like KidsCasting is a good one, because it, just opens you up to see more of what's going on. So if you don't want to spin your wheels for a long time trying to find castings and auditions, this is one, good way to kind of, get a head start on that. But yeah, just take your time and let your child, decide what they want to go for, and just
Mm,
support them as much as possible.
that's awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. All right, I think that's pretty much it from my end. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Have you got any questions while you've got me on the phone here? While you've actually got someone from Kids Casting on the phone. Anything you'd like to ask me at all?
Sure. I guess it goes back to just the search.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, there's so much information on the site. I really do need to take my time and go through it because
Mm.
they talk about, taping, self-taping at home and things like that. I have read a few articles kind of here and there being on the site. Sometimes they'll have a couple of maybe quotes from a famous actor on there, and they'll talk about, how they got started or,
Mm.
giving tips and advice in the industry. But while I have you on, as far as just the searching, what do you think is a good way to find various different things outside of maybe just ahead of what I've said as far as just leaving it blank? Um,
What do
what's
you?
the best way to find out like the newest dates or the best things going on? I guess
Okay.
best is kind of relative.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a mix. I mean it's one thing to obviously make sure you've got your finger on the pulse, so to speak. So not just using
Okay.
our website, you know just checking all kinds of things online all the time. Now I know me and
Okay.
my team here, what we do try to do is make sure that we get as much stuff for you guys to use as possible. We want as many casting calls on our website as possible to give you guys as much choice as possible.
Okay.
If there's one thing I could definitely say, a lot of parents mess up at this stage here. There's two really basic, important things that, as I say,
Okay.
it does because a lot of parents just either forget to do it or whatever. We need the photos and pictures of your
Mm,
little ones have got to be really on point, like
okay.
really on point. And also, we need a lot of people make this mistake. Just make sure you read every single bit of information on the actual casting call. You find something you like, read it twice, just to be safe.
Okay.
A lot of people will apply for a casting call, a lot of parents do it, and
Mhm.
quite a high percentage. I probably shouldn't be telling you this because this is actually helping you out. But a lot of parents actually they won't send in what they're supposed to. So the casting call will be asking for a specific picture,
Mhm.
and specific information. Quite a lot of mums and dads forget to put that information in, and they just apply. They just send it forward, and then the necessary information is missing. And yeah, 9 times out of 10, the casting director's not going to have the time to reply back to, hundreds and
Right. To just
hundreds.
figure out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I kind of liken it like a job interview, or
Yes, exactly.
and if you don't have all the information lined up, they don't have time. It's so many other people to get to.
It may
They're
sound
like,
far
oh, that's pretty.
fetched, what I just said to you. It may sound far fetched, or it may sound a little bit silly. Trust me.
Uh huh.
A lot of parents make this mistake. It's almost perhaps they're rushing, or a little couple of seconds of excitement, and they just apply. They just send through random pictures of their child.
Oh.
You've got to make sure that you're giving absolutely everything that the casting director wants in the application. When you're forwarding,
Okay.
that's it. That's definitely something that would definitely help you because, as I say, the casting director, they're going to have to deal with about, on average, hundreds and hundreds of children. Parents sending through their application. So you
Right.
need to make sure that it is going to be spot on, absolutely correct, giving everything that they need. And yeah, if I
Okay.
can just keep your eye on the Kids Casting website as well. How often do you log in to the website, Adrian?
I would say in a week, maybe
Hmm.
about 4 to 5 times.
Okay, that's good. If you can, try and keep it like that. Is this also?
Okay.
I wouldn't use the word hobby. I mean, what else? What are, you mentioned you're not using any of our competitors, are you? Or you've mentioned Backstage and Actors Access. Are there any other websites you're using? Because I definitely recommend, just to make sure you're getting as much, you're giving yourself as much
Okay.
chance as possible. Try and use as many other websites as possible, if you can,
Okay.
not just ours.
There, there's a few Facebook groups that I'm a part of,
Mm,
and they post castings. Um, those are called like crazy moms and dads of kid and child actors.
yeah.
That's one. There's a photographer who actually pretty much have said some of the same things you're saying, as far as good headshots, how
Mm,
important that is. And I feel like I've learned so much myself that I feel
mm.
like I can, excuse me, I feel like I can almost take on being an agent, mainly because,
Yeah.
and I know maybe that is like, big shoes to fill or whatever, but I feel like just over the years, what I've done with my girls, and
Mm.
people are always asking me, and I'm just like, you know what? I can't keep giving out free information. Like, I need to make an ebook or something and put together for people because this is valuable information, and it took me years to kind of accumulate all this stuff. So,
Mm.
and then I feel like, there's just certain things that certain parents won't do. They won't sign up and pay, because they're like, why pay for that when you could just, and I'm like, well, you can spend all your time trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
or you can, pay a small little fee and get a shortcut, and have your child
Mm.
auditioning. So I just, maybe I should just start writing all this stuff down, maybe getting into a book because I've just learned so much. Like I said, my daughter's first fashion show, she was 5, and now she's 16, and we're doing so many other things now. Like even on KidsCasting, we're finding coloring contests
Mm.
that pay. That not pay, but they have prizes and gift awards. So I'm just like, there's so much stuff out there.
There's a lot. There really is.
I wish I was a kid again.
No, I
It's a good
know.
time, but but yeah, yeah.
No, it's good. It's been good. It's been lovely speaking to you. I hope my really bad London accent's not made your ears bleed or anything like that.
Oh no, not at all. I like the accent. Very different.
It's very nice of you to say so. Okay, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I hope I speak to you again in future. Save this telephone number. If you've got any
Okay.
more questions or any issues, don't hesitate. Get in contact with us. Okay.
Well, thank you. I've been writing down some of the things you say, so I'm going to apply it.
That's awesome. All right then, Adrian. It's an absolute pleasure. Lovely speaking to you. Happy holidays. Okay.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day, Danny.
Bye.